What's up, guys? Welcome to Dynasty Drip today. Today we're going over 5 players in Dynasty that I am buying the hype on. I can't wait to get into this topic. Thank you guys for coming to the channel. Make sure to hit like and hit subscribe. But let's get into today's topic. First guy we're going to talk about, a rookie going to the Buccaneers, and that's going to be Emeka Egbuka. This guy has been lighting it up at training camp. And for me, one reason I'm buying the hype with Egbuka is I just think his opportunity may come a little sooner than we once thought. We have had some news about Godwin where I think Egbuka might see some more playing time. And really just all the things I've heard out of Buccaneers camp, or Baker Mayfield talking about how good and how all over the field Egbuka can be. They can play him in the slot out wide. And for me, we already knew he was a good receiver. He got the draft capital necessary. Right here, he's all the way up to about wide receiver 18 on Keep Trade Cut. I am totally comfortable buying at that price for Emeka. I think he has a chance to break out sooner rather than later, and it may just come sooner than we all thought. I think we had him kind of pigeonholed into this, JSN track where he wasn't going to do much his first year, and it could be not until year 2 for him to break out. But I think that breakout could actually happen year 1 if he gets the opportunity in what's also a very pass-happy Buccaneers offense from last season. So I really like it for Emeka. Next guy I want to talk about, and this guy's going to be the cheapest one to acquire today, but I really like what I hear, and I like the actions that have happened for this player so far today, and that's going to be Arroyo, tight end on Seattle. Now for me, he's here at tight end 16 on Keep Trade Cut, so he has risen quite a bit. He was once tight end 37, but I think that was way before the pre-draft process. Obviously, once he got the draft capital, he did start to rise up a bit. But the fact that they let Noah Fant go really tells me all that I need to know, is that they believe Arroyo can be the future of the tight end position for this team. I mean, they have A.J. Barner, but he's kind of more of a tight end 2, blocking tight end kind of role. He's not really someone who I think long-term is going to affect Arroyo. Now, I do think the question mark's going to be Sam Darnold and that offense. Are we going to see Jalen Milroe at all this year? But for me, the opportunity should be there for Arroyo. So if you can acquire him at his current price, I do think he has upside to rise up the tight end ranks by the end of year 1 maybe. Just because he may see the field sooner than we thought. I don't know if he was going to necessarily beat out Noah Fant coming into the offseason, but if they let Fant go, it's very possible he already beat out Noah Fant. And to me, that just screams good signs and good things for Arroyo moving forward this year. Third player I want to talk about, a guy I liked last year as well, but he gets the QB upgrade this offseason, and I think it could be just all hands on deck for George Pickens here. I mean, everything we've seen in the offseason, he's being peppered by Dak Prescott. But for me, it's just the passing offense that most likely the Cowboys are going to have this year. They don't have a ton of talent at running back. Might be more of a committee with Blue Javonte Philmaffa. And defensively, we will see, I guess. I mean, does Micah Parsons actually get traded away? I do think they've just kind of lost their, I don't want to say attitude, but really the talent and the execution they had under Dan Quinn a couple years ago. And last year, the Cowboys defense wasn't great at all. And so they're going to be giving up some points, and they're going to have to throw the ball. And yes, CeeDee Lamb's going to get his, but I think George Pickens has a chance to have a pretty good season. He's currently wide receiver 25 on KTC. I'm happy buying at that price. I think he's a very good guy to target before a potential breakout. Could definitely see him sliding up into the late teens by the end of the season if he has a good year. Maybe he re-signs with Dallas. But let's not forget, in the past, Dak Prescott has had some wide receiver 2s have good seasons. I mean, Michael Gallup had a time. CeeDee Lamb was productive even with Amari Cooper there. So for me, I think there is space for all these weapons in the Dallas passing game. And wide receiver 25 for George Pickens, this dude has the chance to break out, and I really am trying to acquire him on my team. Another one I want to talk about that I'm buying the hype on, and I get it. This is a rookie, of course. It's easy to buy the hype on some of these guys, but I think Cam Ward is just going to be a starter in this league. And everything I've seen about him, the way he conducts himself off the field, I think are really good signs. And I think he's going to get the opportunity in Tennessee to show what he has. Now, he may not show it right away. So yes, it's possible maybe he falls a couple spots in the ranks. But I do think now there also is some untapped upside that Cam Ward could show if he starts to look good, where he's going to be able to move up from his QB 16 ranking around now. And for me, I think you have to go with the long play for Cam Ward. I mean, they have some okay weapons there in Tennessee, but, you know, I can't imagine 3 years from now Calvin Ridley's going to be the number one weapon for Cam Ward. I'd imagine they keep adding to that offense and give him some more playmakers. But I just think Cam Ward seems like a guy who has all the tools. I love that he wasn't a highly recruited player coming into college, that he worked his way at Washington State, goes on to Miami, and has an amazing season, becomes the number one pick in the NFL draft. I just think this guy has the tools necessary, and I like buying on him right now, and I'm buying that he's just going to be one of those guys in Dynasty moving forward over the next 5-10 years, that he's going to be a staple. And the last guy we're going to talk about today, and quick note before we get to this player, if you guys are a watcher of the channel, make sure you are subscribed. Always feel free to comment below. We also have a Discord. I would love for you guys to join. It's totally free. We do trade advice, startup advice, bunch of guys in there, a lot of fun. But let's get on to the last player for today. And I know it's another rookie, but, you know, I could call this buying high on some of these guys, but I just think Tet McMillan, man, I want to get more shares of this player on my team. I do have a couple. I wish I had earlier picks in this draft to acquire more shares of McMillan, but he just looks like he's got what it takes, man, in what is probably going to be an ascending offense. Bryce Young kind of mini breakout end last year. Canales, obviously a good offensive coach. He helped the breakout for Baker Mayfield a couple years ago. And Tet's just going to be their number one offensive weapon once he settles into the offense. I mean, I'm not afraid of Xavier Legette. I think Chuba Hubbard is a great running back, but he doesn't really threaten too much in the passing game. I'm not afraid Jatavian Sanders is going to be the guy there. Adam Thielen's fine. Coker's a good deep threat. We'll see what happens with Legette. Maybe they move him around the field. But Tet just profiles as the guy, man. And right now, he's wide receiver 15 on KTC. He was once as high as wide receiver 10. I don't really know why he's falling. I guess just some other guys have gotten some hype. You know, the Garrett Wilson contract maybe pushed him up there. Stuff like that. But for me, Tet McMillan is a guy that if he has a good rookie season, he's going to be a top 10 Dynasty wide receiver next year. You know, he's really could be on that Drake London path where once he shows a little something, he's going to fly up the ranks 5, 6, 7 spots. And it could happen as soon as this year for me. So I want to get more shares of Tet McMillan onto my team. And just when it comes down to it, that's a very attackable division. I don't know how good their defense is going to be. I think they're going to have to throw the ball. All these things are just lining up for me to go buy Tet McMillan. And I understand he's going to be expensive, but I'm willing to pay the price on some of these young wide receivers before they pop, because once they do, they basically become impossible to acquire. You maybe could have got Malik Neighbors last year. Now, good luck. Same thing for Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. It's like your only window to buy these players is right about now. If you believe in them, I say take the risk and go get them. Young wide receivers are one of the few players I'm really willing to almost overpay to get someone who I think actually will outperform what I even did pay for them. But thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. I want you to comment below your favorite breakout candidate for this year. I'd love to hit you up back and forth, see if we're on the same page. But thank you guys for coming to Dynasty Drip. We're here to make you win your Dynasty League. Give me 30 days. Comment below, like the video, subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and have a good day.